concerning the election process,
Yes.
I think it's not a transparent process. We have to call a spade a spade. There's no form of hiding it or saying it or trying to pamper it so that people won't get angry or something. Because for the fact that Nigerians don't vote normally. Nigerians don't vote like election.
Yes.
And Nigerians don't believe in election. They don't believe. For you not to believe in election, you don't believe in democracy.
Yes.
So for people to come out in their thousands, in their millions to vote, it meant a lot to them. And coming out to see what happened around the country, nobody should say this election was free and fair.
Well, I think that normally Nigerians in particular, are used to having things like this happening. And for some reason, I think the reason it's even more painful is that we had hope that it was going to be better. What was the point of having the whole election bill?
The bill,
and bringing all of this in, and we're still doing the same thing. When I was younger, we had there were times during elections that we could see you come into a room and you see people, like even the children were thumb printing. And it's basically the same thing. All those years back, we're here, we're still doing the same thing. It's painful, and there's no need, there's nothing fair about it. There's no, we can't particularly have a discussion and say, okay, we've had anything that's fair in this whole situation, because even on the day, we're not hiding it.
It was so obvious. And a big factor is the arrival of the staffs and the ad hoc staffs, the INEC staffs. I think it shows how, should I say, just what incompetent or I don't know. It's for somebody.
How much they don't care.
They don't care, because for you to arrive 3 p.m.
If you're going to, let's say we're having the election today, they were meant to be here yesterday.
Exactly.
Everything should have been ready yesterday. We had places where the electorate, us with the votes, would come, and then we'll still be the ones to...
Some people slept.
And then we're now the ones that are arranging ourselves, waiting for them. And then we'll now wait hours after they come here. It doesn't make any sense. It's the trouble. INEC did not help anybody.
You can say they didn't plan to, like, that 4 years. To plan for 36 states. You know, let's say some part there are trouble of banditry and Boko Haram and security issues. But we're talking of places where people do day-to-day activities. They were not there. Some came 3-2. Let's give and take. Maybe the INEC committee at the top at Abuja, they planned it, which you cannot separate them from the failures of their staffs. It's not possible to separate them from the failures of their staffs. And it's a big disgrace, because this is the first time when they bought the beavers and the whole idea of transmission of result electronically, people bought the idea. People felt, okay, this is a new wave. Given the fact that Buhari seemed to have leaned towards a credible election, he has given Nigerians his mandate and everything. And people Nigerians had a step up in their belief that our vote is going to count. That your one vote is going to be a one vote. But we saw something completely opposite. It took us back to 2003, 2007.
This thing is fraud. It's just fraudulent. It's people that gave us, they took enough time. They had enough time.
4 years.
And they took that time to program us into believing. And then they just snatched all that hope from us. It's incredible that even till now, it's been how many days? Today's the third day.
Today's the third day. 72 hours.
In 72 hours, we haven't gotten anything. Like, there's no credibility in it.
Good and fine. INEC are meant to conduct the election. Why there ought to be security. INEC can provide security. The police force are there. You know, when they brought out the military to Lagos, Ogun State, and other places, when they deployed them out for election, I felt sad. I felt deep, like I felt this is not a democratic exercise. The military,
because it's not a democratic exercise. But we know where we are.
But yes, good and fine, and it shows something. It shows there's a weakness in our police structure and our civil, because police structure involves the civil defense and other created segment of the police that are created to protect civilians. You know how easy for when military leave their bag, they leave their bag for so many reasons. For training and for war. And when they're out in the civilian society, it's given our history of military rule and everything. It gives a scare. You know, because anything could go on and the military could take over. For them to be on the street, it means it takes only one command for them to take over the streets. You can't. You're a man gone.
Or just one instance of emergency, really.
Yeah.
We just...
Okay, let's give an example. Lagos. When Lagos, we saw them at Lagos Ibadan Express lined up. But when we were there in the streets of Lagos, when they actually needed them, people came out and were giving. They were shouting out, "If you're not voting to the APC, leave here."
Yeah.
You see how toy executives, people came, they snatched ballot box in daylight with a vehicle, with a plate number. You see, when we
the audacity.
The audacity.
Like nothing's going to happen. We're going to do it and nothing's going to happen. And that's what is scary, because it makes it harder for me or for another human being to forgive that kind of disrespect.
Yes.
Because now I know that you don't rate me. And if I give you the space, you're going to continue. So maybe I have to do something.
Yeah.
And to what extent does it go? To what end?
Yeah.
Are we going to lose our lives? Are we going to lose our livelihood?
Yeah.
It's not as if they've not been doing that before to us, or we've not been losing, constantly losing. It's like we're constantly on a losing streak. Yeah. And I suppose people are now tired of being disrespected in that sense.
Yeah, because people can queue up in a line and to vote, and maybe after about let's say about 2,000 people have voted in that polling example, then somebody just come up and burn. Let's smash this. You just come and burn everything, and they go scot-free. And they are confident that they will boast, they will go scot-free.
Yeah.
What motivates people from crime are different.
Yeah.
It could be the fear of prison. It could be just self-righteousness.
Yeah.
And when people do this without being punished, they will come back and do it again. And we need to punish these people that have been caught in electoral malpractice. Because any society without the police, the society is going to enter anarchy one way or the other. Especially in a fragile society as Nigeria.
Yeah.
Especially in a society in which the rule of law is not obeyed to the dot. You understand? We need because I said that the police force structure is weak.
Yeah.
Give me the fact that the result is going to be snapped and uploaded. Which means everybody could at least estimate the outcome before they even started the collation, at least to an extent. Look at the flimsy excuses. There's no pin to transmit the result. There's no server.
Maybe we're too dumb to
what kind of excuse is that?
Technological things. Maybe all of us were not smart enough.
Alex Sherman went to Chatham House in London.
Yeah.
I think this is the second time. I think Atayi Ujega went there as well. And he was confidently saying it's going to be a free and fair election. He came up and he hit on the beavers. He was just pumping all the facts on the beavers. Yeah. And when you invest people's interest in something like the beavers, which he expected to be very transparent and free and fair procedure, the IRF as well.
Yes.
And it's messed up big time in a lot of places in the country. Only God knows if it has not even messed up in some places that a lot of people were not really video inclined. They're not really into the social media tech and everything. They couldn't really voice out social media. You understand? For the fact that people couldn't upload the result, like what? There are some things they don't explain. It shows how void this election has been. Because Nigeria went with the hope of the IRF, the ability for you to see your results in real time. That is the reason most of us went to vote. You understand?
Yeah.
But it has failed, which means there are options. One, because I think the idea of court should be cancelled, because there's no reason to go to court for what? Okay, I know INEC they're going to come up with results from the IRF. They're going to, I don't know what, they're going to, I heard, because they promise they're going to give big results via IRF at the moment. But I don't think any Nigerian want to believe that.
Because
it's not a real time. It's not a real time, because they could go and print out the sheets, guys, local government, and put in numbers that have already displayed.
Yes.
You understand? But the essence of IRF is real time. They are able to see something in real time. That's where every modern election is. Okay, let me state this, and this, I take this very seriously.
Okay.
We always focus on the presidential election. We forget that people only for our Senate, for House of Rep, and those people, they are fighting their blood for those positions. They're ready to go any length. Okay. Most of those talks you might see, they might be sent by an House of Rep candidate or a Senate candidate, because most of them are desperate. They see those positions as positions of enrichment. You know, they feel like, okay, after me and my next generation go enjoy.
Yes.
They don't see it as a position of where you have to save your community. That's why you represent them. You know, so most people, that's the mentality. I don't enter Senate to my life don't change. You know, this kind of thing. We neglect these Senate candidates, these House of Rep candidates. They are notoriously desperate.
I see.
Because eyes are not on them, so they think they can get with a lot of atrocities.
That's fair though.
See, I don't believe election is war. I don't. But Nigerians go to election like, okay, this next week.
It's power. It's power. People would do anything for power.
It's power that comes with responsibility. They take away the power. They take the power and leave the responsibility behind.
Yeah, well, that's what they
leave it behind at a very, very big. The distance they leave the power and the responsibility so much that you might think these people are just they are rulers. They are not leaders. You ask me what would be the solution. I will say, and I feel the right thing to do is to rerun the election. This election is.
Would you come out again?
Why would I come out?
Okay.
And this time,
would you guys come out?
We can't neglect this country.
Yeah.
This 200 million people cannot leave this. What do you want to? Like I've been saying this thing. What do you want to go to Niger, or will they accept us? So like it's. I think we have to come out and demand for. I don't see this thing is beyond party fight. It's for the people of Nigeria. This fight is not for us. It's for our children and our grandchildren. I don't want my children to fight this fight. We are fighting right now. Because anybody that snatch ballot boxes is a criminal to our democracy.
Yes.
Why can a normal person?
He's fighting against not only his future, but our own future as well. And if he thinks, if people like this think that the little money that comes into their pocket, I heard there was an example this morning. A youth corps member that was helping with the election, that was working as an official in the election ground, was given money, $100, and we later found out that the $100 wasn't real. And she's been looking for a way to exchange the money.
Can imagine.
But how much is $100?
Imagine.
How much is the $100 that we're losing our future like this for? And then they even scammed you on top of it. I heard that in states that people they took their names and
credit.
Are people daft? What is wrong with people?
Giving them credit. Good. They undermine. They'll go and say a lot that will sustain it for 4 years.
I mean, why will my vote not count if I am going there in the first place? So they have to restart, bring in the proper network facilities that we need because
it's just as simple. Just do what they promised us.
Thank you.
There's nothing else.
A promise is a promise. Give us just come on.
Do what you. We're not. See, Nigerians are not asking for too much. You understand? Even though different parties are losing, they want to lose with the sense of yes, we lost. Yes, we lost through the right means.
I have some dignity.
But the fact that the results were not uploaded on every time, they could upload the result now. It's not paper, snap it, go to the cyber cafe and print it out. But if you did that real time, they promised us. A lot of people invested and opened that and they failed. So I will say this election is a failure. You can't tell me anything other than that.
It's a
failure. If it's not a failure, then you need to check what INEC promised us before the election. And I say this in the sense of for Nigerians not to lose hope in electoral process. Because when people start losing hope in the electoral process, they lose hope in democracy. They lose hope in the fact that this country can be governed right.
Yes.
And in Nigeria, an average Nigerian is already providing his water, his security, his electricity, his own safety in most cases. And you don't expect people to come and provide their own president. So that's why this body is created.
Yeah.
So I believe and I think they should do the right thing by viewing this election again and using the IRA real-time uploading of results for transparency's sake. I don't care what party you support. For if transparency is not an election, that's an election.
Yes.
Yeah. That's it.
If INEC should cancel this election and restart and rerun the election, the most important thing now is to make sure that those who voted before are coming out to vote. Like, we cannot lose hope now. There's no room to lose hope right now. It's 4 years is a long time. If you think 4 years is a long time, 8 years is an even longer time. And if we're being treated like this now, imagine even now when it's not been finalized yet. Imagine what happens when it's been finalized. We have to come out. If this election is cancelled, we have to come out and make sure that we vote. Do what we have to do. Always. And if you didn't vote before, please.
This is an opportunity.
Please, come on. Please, we did beg on that. Come on, vote, because it's very important that this is something that you think of with regards to yourself and the generation coming after you. So let's have a positive mindset and hope that we get it right this next one. if it's coming.